Now, to wrap it up, I'm gonna play a video, okay? And I want to hear your opinion on this clip that I'm going to play. Like I told you behind the scenes, I think you saw it. It's of the so-called the Jews, okay, in Israel. They are preparing to build a third temple. I want to hear what you have to say because it's there for everyone to see, and they found these red heifers, which these were the heifers that were to be used for sacrifice, and then that would trigger, a rebuild of the third temple, so to speak. But yeah, let's just play the video and then hear what you have to say, and maybe people in the chat can give their opinion as well.
Are now in a secure, undisclosed location in Israel. Plans include moving them sometime soon to a visitor's center in Shiloh, where the tabernacle of the Lord once stood for nearly 400 years. The book of Numbers explains that ashes of the red heifer are used to purify priests for their service in the temple. These red heifers are now between 1.5 to 2 years old. To replicate the ceremony mentioned in the Bible, they need to be at least 3 years old. And within that time span, they cannot have a blemish or anything that would disqualify them for the ceremony, even one white or black hair. Byron Stinson of B'nai Israel helped find the red heifers in the U.S. He says these would be the first in 2,000 years, and that the process toward a third Jewish temple began when the Jewish people started their return to the Promised Land from the four corners of the world, culminating with Israel becoming a nation.
Doesn't that debunk what you say?
Yeah, well, if you believe that these people are
you can see them being
Jews.
gathered into, being made a nation once again, and you can see them, keeping the Torah, they're trying to go back into the sacrificial laws. They're building the third temple, which is prophesied that there will be a third temple when the Messiah arrives.
Yeah, again, if you believe these are the lost tribes of Israel, you're definitely lost. That land in Israel is definitely not the land of Israel. Just look at even geographically how they explain it. There's barely a mountain there. It's a desolate a piece of land, arid desert. Literally doesn't make sense. Even like geographically, where's like if the Israelites are supposed to walk through a desert and it's supposed to take a while, like literally Israel is right next to Egypt. It's like it doesn't make sense. Then definitely not the people of the book. Even like, for example, if you're claiming that they belong there, if that's what you're claiming, I remember reading an article that the highest rate of skin cancer is in Israel. So if they're people that have lived there forever, like that doesn't make sense at all.
Maybe they lost their melanin because they've been in captivity for so long.
How do you lose your melanin?
If you have a child with someone who is lighter, then your child will be lighter.
So what? They're Caucasian now.
They are raised, but you said that so about bloodline, right?
Again, that's why we keep our bloodline pure. They do the same thing. So I don't think they're mixing anybody's mixing any blood there. So that doesn't make sense either.
Let me pull out some of the scriptures, okay, just for the sake of it. Because what's going on over there in Israel seems to align with prophecy about God gathering.
Of course, like again, if I control the narrative, I can control anything I want. So that's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, if you believe that these people are the people of the book, like you're definitely lost.
Amos, I will restore the fortunes of my people Israel, and they shall rebuild the ruined cities and inhabit them. They shall plant vineyards and drink their wine. They shall make garden and eat their fruit. I will plant them on their land, and they shall never again be uprooted out of the land, and I have given them, says the Lord.
So the land that they were given, what, in 1956?
1948, I believe.
Yeah, same time.
Yeah.
Around the same time. So they were given that land.
Yeah.
By the British.
You could say so, but
Yeah, I definitely say so. I know so. So you can't say I say so.
I'm only interviewing you.
Okay. Yeah, I know so. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. Land that they were given by the British.
What about the prophecy by Isaiah?
Okay. Again, if I control narrative, I can make things look whatever they want. Do you understand that even before that, 1946, there was like another 12 other lands across the world that they were going to actually put those Caucasian Europeans to settle. You understand that, right?
So which lands are these?
There's like 12 other places. One is in South Africa, one's in the Congo. I think there was a few others in like the Americas. I think there was one in Asia, and it's all about just the geographical lookout of the land to match the scriptures. So again, if I control narrative, I can control whatever I want. Even what's his name? OT said that if I control language, if I can like literally definitions of language, I can make anything sound however I want. So you can't just say it matches biblical scripture because they're controlling the narrative. Who's under captivity? Who's suffering the most? Who's under the boot of the master at the moment?
Doesn't that match with the
literally matches with the
massacres of them in?
Do you believe that?
I'm asking you.
So I'm asking you. Do you believe that?
Well, there's video evidence.
That's all it takes.
The historical evidence.
That's all it takes. That's some people said this, that, and that.
Well, I'm asking you. It doesn't that because if they were in captivity,
like the world wars were not about what they tell you in school. You have to understand that the school system is just an indoctrination system. They never tell you the truth. Nobody I literally tells you, like they tell you you're ham. They say all black people are ham. That's what they say. I'm not. This is not me. That's what they tell you. Like everybody, all black races come from ham. This is in the education system. And then they depict in the propaganda, they depict Egyptians as black people. So already you have to understand, like, there's something missing there. There's somebody lying or somebody trying to hide something. So if you're saying like, oh, just because this matches and then I see a video that matches, hey presto, I can tell you historical evidence of where these people come from and they're not who they claim to be.
Because we can we at least agree that their nation, they became a nation in one day? You know, the war, I think was it 1948? Yes.
What, the World War II?
No, how they're given the land. You know,
they were given the land by the British.
Yeah.
The Rothschild. They had what's called the Balfour Declaration. So
but
signed in.
Can't God use anyone to fulfill His prophecy?
The prophecies are already done. They've been prophesied. They're already done. So that's what I keep telling you. If I control the narrative, I can make anybody think whatever they want. That's what I keep telling you. They're the synagogue of Satan. So they're being used by Satan. Satan's being used by the Most High. So there's two timelines going on.
To bring about his plan.
Of course. That's what I said.
Because I know that the Bible does say that, you know, they will rebuild the temple and the Antichrist will reveal himself in that temple. And then they'll realize that,
so have you heard of, what's it called? Messianic Jews that hate the Messiah, that are actually anti-Messiah. Have you heard of that?
Well, Judaism by definition rejects the Messiah.
Yeah, most of them do. They actually hate your claim of Jesus.
Yeah,
so they have their own Messiah that they believe is coming.
Yeah.
So that's why, for example, you have right now you have war in the Middle East, Israel versus Palestine. That's why there's that conflict going on at the moment, because it started off in 1946. They moved those people there and then moved out the Palestinians. Even the Palestinians that are there now, they're not the original Palestinians that were there originally as well. So that's why I keep trying to tell you, history is, it's all about narrative. Everybody can create narrative if I control basically what people think. If I control history books, like I said, they tell people all people come from Ham when it's not true. If I control the media, if I control the money system, basically if I control the money system, I'll control everything. So that's why you have to understand. That's why I told you about the Knights Templar. They started the banking system, which led to what we are in today. They started all that. So that's why you get secret societies coming out. That's why you have the Reformation. It was funded by somebody. You got to think about it. The Reformation, for example, he didn't just go, oh, I'm going to start a printing press. It was the first printing press that's ever created. And then he just went, oh, I got the funds. He's a Catholic monk. He doesn't work. They don't work. They don't have money. And all of a sudden,
use just people like that to fulfill his plan.
Like I said, there's two plans going on at the moment: the truth and the lie. So yes, it is working through people, but people have to figure it out which one's the lie or not.
Interesting. Okay, let's go through the comments before we wrap it up, because it's getting late in Australia. And by the way, guys, to those who are watching, we appreciate you tuning in, especially those who are watching live and those who are engaging. As you can see, me and him will clash a lot when it comes to this topic. But I like Kunda. He's a great guy. Actually, there's a reason why I have him on whenever I can, because me and him just clash, and you know, it's a way, and I learn a lot from him as well. You know, the stuff we talk about, I do learn from you. However, I do have clearly I have strong, views about the Bible, and a lot of the stuff that you guys talk about biblically, to me, just does not align. For example, I will address this comment.